Hi, my name is Pewts and I'm running for Activities Officer in this year's leadership race. There are many things that I want to achieve if I become Activities Officer, but basically my manifesto is broken down into three parts, which is funding, space and value. First, I'd like to talk to you a bit about funding. The three things that I'd like to mainly achieve from there is to many societies run on a one-year basis, so you have a committee and they start the year saying, I want to achieve X, Y and Z, and suddenly Christmas comes around, New Year comes around, and nothing's been achieved. It rolls over to next year's committee and it goes full circle without any development. So with the amount of societies we have, one of the key things I want to get forward is to look at societies working not on a one-year basis, but looking 2-3 years ahead in terms of their development. So there's many ways in which we can do that. One of the things that all societies are struggling with at the moment is funding, and how can we get more funding? Now, every year we're getting more and more societies. There is more strain on the union to provide funding for these societies. Now, my angle is I'm not asking the union to stretch their budget even more, but I'm saying let's find ways in which we can support societies more. Now, there is a number of ways we can do that. We can do that through alumni funding. Now, this is something which I don't think many other candidates have picked up. The alumni receives thousands of donations every year from ex-students wanting to donate to the societies they loved. So let's take, for example, men's rugby. Men's rugby, someone donates some money to the alumni department because they called them up and said, did you enjoy your time? They said, yes, I'd like to donate £100. Now this £100, part of it will go into the union. Part of this will then go into clubs and societies, and then it will be broken down into sports, and then it will be broken down into rugby. Now, if you think from that £100, the rugby club is actually getting a very, very small amount. So what I want to do is I want to work with the alumni department to make sure that we can potentially set up a Friends of LUU in which alumni can donate to the societies to say, I had a fantastic time, and I learned a lot, I developed as a person from being in the society, and these societies can reap the benefits from it. So the first thing is working with the alumni department. The second thing is working in sponsorship. Now, all societies that are trying to be sustainable and to try and make money, they look to try and get sponsorship at the start of the year. Now, basically what you get is you have 300 odd sponsorship sects running around like headless chickens around Leeds looking for money. Now what I want to do is to make the process a little bit easier, change the dynamics, okay? So what I want to do is I want sponsors to come to Leeds. I want them to come to the union, and I want societies to be able to court these sponsors to try and get money for them. I also want to build up a business directory of sponsors. So let's take, for example, Lacrosse. Lacrosse want to get some sponsorship. Now they will go to a company and say, we're looking for £200. And from the business perspective, they're being approached by Lacrosse. Now the way we change the dynamics is we then approach companies as Leeds University Union, and there is effectively more buying power, and you can get more sponsorship. So that's sponsorship, that's alumni. The last thing I want to do in terms of looking at funding is rewarding societies for being entrepreneurial and rewarding societies for being innovative. So I think when societies want to put development plans together, when they put it in their plan, say, I've got a great idea in which we can raise money and stuff, and the union rewards societies for being innovative. So that's funding. The next is space. With space, we're currently looking at getting an online booking system, which is in place and is going to happen. So the first thing is looking at and making sure that is used in the most effective way possible. So it's inclusive, all societies can use it, and they can book in advance, and it doesn't seem to be this constant scramble of societies to try and get the space they want. Secondly, it's looking at, which is another big thing, we've got two fantastic spaces in the Riley and the Raven, and I'll be honest, my old school sports hall was actually better than the Riley. So it's dilapidated, it's old, and I'm not saying I'm going to refurbish it in a year, but I'm saying I want to gain student support to raise awareness and to get backing for refurbishing the Riley. And I think if we get enough students that will back this, then the university and the union together will be able to look towards funding and redeveloping and creating a space which everyone will be happy with. And last but not least, I was doing so well up until that point. So anyway, right, I'll move on to the last thing, which is value. It's increasing the value for your society. So the first thing I want to do is, if you look at societies, especially holding events like rag events, dance events, theatre shows, there's a number of ways you can get your message out there. You can get your message out there through social media, but a lot of societies use flyering. Now, to me, flyering is not the best way to get your message out. It's expensive, it's bad for the environment, it's not cost effective. It's not time effective. Students spend a lot of time standing outside waiting for flyers, and maybe one in those 100 flyers will get to the student and they'll maybe attend, maybe even more, or maybe 1 in 200. So what I want to do is to open up more virtual advertising around the union. You've seen the plasma screens. I want more of them to be around. I want societies to be able to use them for free. I also want more effective advertising on the website. I also want more effective advertising from the union through Twitter and Facebook. So that's the first thing for value. The second thing for value is to create a booklet which would go inside the Leeds student on a bi-monthly or monthly basis. Everyone loves the Riley Awards. Everyone loves promoting societies and talking about successful events. Many societies hold fantastic events and they don't get... no one talks about how successful they were afterwards. So what I want to do is create a booklet which would be like an activities monthly, in which we can talk about the success of societies, and people can see it and go, oh, that society put on a really good event. Maybe I want to get involved. Maybe I want to join them. So they're the two things for value as well. So I hope it's explained my manifesto a bit better. I hope it's a bit clearer than just my campaign video, which you should check out on YouTube, which is just type Pewts into YouTube and you'll see it's a parody of the Old Spice. You can also tweet me at Josh Pewter. You can check my Facebook campaign. Yeah, again, just type Pewts in. Or you can check out my website, which has all of it on, which is www.pewts.com. So that's pewts.com. So I hope you found that enjoyable. I hope you found it insightful, and you should vote for me when voting opens on the 5th of March for Activities Officer in the leadership race.